Man, I just had a major epiphany while I was listening to an audiobook. I've been listening to some really good books lately. I've been listening to The Gap in the Gain, which I finished a couple days ago, and then I started 4 Hour Work Week, and I've been devouring that book, honestly. And I know it's an older one, but man, you can learn so much from books. And I used to think like, oh, I need to listen to a whole book and apply like every single thing from the book to my business. What I'm learning as I've listened to a lot of like the big business books is you can take little pieces and bits from each one and take away a nugget and use it in your business, and that little nugget can change your business tremendously. So like, some books that have absolutely changed my business so far is 10X is Easier than 2X, which is Stan Hardy and Ben Sullivan. The Gap in the Gain, Who Not How. Those are 3 books by the same people that are like, if you haven't listened to those books, stop what you're doing, go listen to the books, read the books. I like reading, but I'm definitely more of a listener, audio, like on Audible. It'll cost you like $30 total, and it could literally transform your business. And so I'm listening to 4 Hour Work Week right now. I'm probably 2 hours in. It's like a 12-hour book, and it just I'm realizing that like we have these like preconceived notions of you have to work 40 hours a week, you have to be busy, you have to be doing all this stuff. And like, yes, of course, I'm like, I know already that I want to maximize my effort and my time, but you just sit back and think, why am I doing all this stuff? Like, why am I working 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week or 60 hours a week, or why am I staying up late answering all these emails? And it's just like, I've known that 20% of the stuff you do is like 80% of the results. I've known that. I kind of learned that from 10X Easier than 2X. It's kind of a like principle that it overlaps in this book. But really, it's like, it's just crazy. Really, what I'm realizing, the epiphany is like, I'm just doing too much stuff right now. I'm doing way too much stuff, and I knew that before. I've been trying to whittle down on what I'm doing. But even listening to this book, it's like I'm really doing too much stuff. Like, the valuable things that are moving the needle for me, I could be doing in probably like 3 or 4 hours in a week. Or I could just be doing more of those things instead of all the other BS. Like, I'm answering emails and replying to people. Like, to give you an example, I'm a real estate broker, and I do listings, right? So I list properties for people and help them sell it. But I like the process of like going and taking pictures and shooting videos in front of it and stuff like that, because I like videos, but I don't really like the process of making sure I have to update the owners every single week. I don't really like the pressure. I don't mind that part. I love working with people, and I love trying to do a good job for them. But what bothers me is when something sits, like let's say you price something, let's say the seller has an unrealistic price and I agree to it. I'm like, okay, we'll try it. Well, if I do that, then it sits on the market for 6 months, and now all of a sudden it's my fault because we listed it too high and there hasn't been a lot of action. And what that does is it puts the pressure on me, and that's just like an unneeded thing. So it's like I'm gonna kind of try to whittle down to doing mostly just buyer rep, because I really enjoy looking for new deals, trying to find good deals for myself because I'm buying deals, and also for other people. And if I can, I can't buy 10 deals in here. I mean, maybe I can, maybe that's a limiting belief, but right now I'm comfortable doing 1 or 2 at a time. And so if I have 1 or 2 deals I'm working on, then I can't do another one. So if I find another good deal, what I can do is I can broker that to somebody else, and I can make a client happy that way, and I can advise them in the process. So like what I really have kind of been determining is my highest and best use is really 2 things. Is 1, looking for good deals and finding good deals, and then 2, making content about it. Because the content, instead of me telling 100 different people on a call or email or whatever it may be, I can make a video about what I'm doing and distribute it, and 200, 300, 400 people can see it. And then, that's the same effect as like going to all these networking meetings and stuff. And it's like, there's just all these preconceived notions, like you got to go to networking meetings, you got to go to this and go to that. And I'm definitely a fan of like networking and mastermind groups and stuff, but it's critical to like not just be in one that is mediocre. Like, what's the point of going to one and like meeting with, like for example, like a residential real estate investment group? Like, what is that? Is that going to give me any benefit? I mean, sure, maybe I'll meet somebody who's going to want to do a deal or transition to commercial, but for the most part, you want to be around people who are really pushing you to grow. And you can do so much more if you just focus on the higher leverage tasks and the things that actually move the needle. And I've just been sitting here thinking like, man, I'm doing way too much. I'm doing all this stuff because I just have this notion of like, oh, I have to do this. I have to work this amount of time. I have to work from, exactly 9 to 5. If I'm not, it's just like almost this subconscious guilt of, oh, I'm not really doing what the norm is, so like I'm failing. But in reality, if you can do all that work in a shorter amount of time, why not do it? Why not do it? And the point for me is to spend, like, my whole point of everything I'm doing is I want to spend more time with my wife. I want to spend more time with my kids because they're very little. And I know the time is very fleeting. So, like, the time that I'm losing with them is, it's precious time. So, like, if I'm working 80 hours to, make money to then go be off with them, it's like, why don't I just reduce what I'm doing, focus on the core tasks that are important? Maybe I make a little less money, or maybe I make more. In the book, they're talking about how if you reduce the tasks, you focus on the things that move the needle, you're cutting away the 80%. 10x is easier than 2x, like I said, is the overlap. They talk about cutting away the 80%, the BS that doesn't really matter, doesn't really move the needle. It feels scary. It feels very scary for me to say, like, oh, I don't know if I want to do listings anymore. I just want to focus full-time on acquisitions. That's scary because that's leaving money on the table. But what if I'm taking all that energy, focusing on acquisitions, and, that's really what's going to move the needle, and then, maybe my income 10x's. I don't know. But it's just something I've been thinking about and learning in the books I'm reading. So I guess moral of the story is, 1, you're probably doing too much. Really evaluate what you're doing and what's actually moving the needle, and then ruthlessly cut away everything else and focus on that. And then 2, also, man, read books, listen to books, whatever you can do, podcasts, books. Get in as many as you can, because you'll never know when you read a book and you might spark some inspiration. Be like, oh crap, that's a really good point. I could apply that to my business, and then it could literally change your life and your business. So hopefully this was just kind of a rant. I was thinking, picked up the camera, but wanted to share that with you guys. So hope you got value out of it. If you're new here, my name is Graham Story. I'm a commercial broker, investor, and also podcast host. I'm working on building a portfolio of real estate, commercial real estate specifically. I transitioned out of residential to about $10,000 a month so I can spend time with my kids, my wife, and just my family and friends, do the things I want to do. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe, and I'll keep posting videos like this. Thank you so much.